Okay, so today what we are going to learn? We are going to learn about how we can make a bucket public and private. So let's go to console. So today mostly we will have labs, no theory. So we are in S3. So we have created the bucket. We have created two buckets. Let's create one more bucket today. Okay. So I have explained you. We have discussed this thing that bucket name should be unique. Why it should be unique, we'll understand today. Okay. Now let's get a bucket. So give the bucket name my my public bucket. Yeah. Oh, my bad. I haven't shared the screen. Now, okay. So I am in S3. I am in my S3. Let's go on create, and right now right here my I'm creating in Mumbai region. Name should be unique. Okay. Enable ACL. Now block public access. Now tell me, by default the bucket should be private or public? By default the bucket should be private or public. Whenever we are creating anything in cloud or anywhere, by default it should be public or private. It should be private. Why? Why? If by default I'm creating everything public, and if anybody from outside can access the data, right? I don't want anything to be public by default. If I want things to be public, then I can explicitly make the things public, but by default it should not be public. Okay. So in Amazon, same concept is used. So you can see by default our bucket is private. How? All the public access are blocked. All the public access are blocked by default. So for the bucket which we have created previously, is it private or public? So let's go and check. This is the bucket we created, and you can see here the bucket and the object are not public. Okay, but in this case object can be public, and here it's a public bucket. So that's the difference. Now to make our bucket public, I can upgrade my bucket to public after the bucket is created as well as while creating the bucket. So this time we are disabling the private bucket and making our bucket public. So it is giving me a warning that you are making your bucket public. So I've said yes. Okay, version I'm not doing anything right now. Default encryption, it is saying SSC S3. Further settings, no. Let's create the bucket. So we have created this bucket. Now you can see the bucket can be the object can be public. We have created the bucket, and the bucket is public by default now. Okay, the bucket which we have created is public bucket, but the object can be public, object cannot be public. Now it depends. That's why object can be public, it is written. Now how it is, what we can do with that, we'll see. Okay, so now first of all let's go to a private bucket. Let's go to the private bucket. Okay, so this is the object URL. What is this URL? This is the URL which you can use to access this object, this file in S3. The object URL, you can see it is a HTTPS URL which is used to access this object over the internet. So if I share you this URL, you should able to access this object. Okay, and it doesn't matter if this URL is if I am the owner of this object or not. This URL basically works if the object is public. मतलब कि if I am the owner of this file, still if I am click on this URL, you can see I'm getting an error that access denied. Why I'm getting access denied? If I open this URL in browser, I'm getting access denied. Why? I'm not able to access this file because my object or the bucket is private. My object and the bucket is private. So if you go to the permission, if you go to the permission and see everyone public access, it's blank. Okay, it's blank. So if you go to this URL, if you try to access this URL, you will get an access deny. Okay, let's go to the public bucket then. This is my public bucket. If I click here and upload an object, I'm uploading an object and if I upload it, what will happen? Will this object will public or private? The file which we have uploaded will this file be public or private? My bucket is public. If I open this URL, let's copy it and paste it here. Still it is giving me access denied. Why? I have uploaded this file in public bucket, not private bucket. If I go to the permission, you will see the you can see the access. You can see the access. It's a public. Your bucket is public, but the object which we have uploaded is private. Why? The question is, if the bucket is public, why the object is private? So I have told you that there will be some property which object will inherit from the bucket, and there will some property which object has its own property. Means there are some property which object will inherit from the bucket, and object will have its own properties, right? So in that case, this is here object. This object, when we have uploaded, we have to make sure, we have to explicitly make this object public. So even if my bucket is public, even if my bucket is public and I'm uploading any object, it doesn't mean the object will be automatically become public. We have to make the object public. Explicitly we have to make object public. Okay, so if you go to the object and in permission, edit here. Now you can see public access. So read make object public. Okay, it is giving me an error, warning, sorry, not error, it is giving me a warning, and just save it. Now this was the URL, just refresh it. Now you can see can access this file publicly. So I just have to give this URL, this public URL, or we call it object URL, to my different people who want to access this file. It is just like our Google Drive link when we share something with our friends. So each object has its own object URL. Each object has its own object URL, which will be accessed only if the object is public. Otherwise you will get a access denied error. Now if you see here, the URL, if you check the URL has the object name, the name of the file, and name of your bucket. Can you see? And here if you check, it is a region in which we have created the bucket. Remember I said that your bucket name should be unique. Why? Because this URL is getting created for each and every object. This URL is created for each and every object. If you have same bucket name in Mumbai region, if we are creating multiple bucket in with the same name in the Mumbai region, will this URL be unique or it will be different? Have you heard that the URL of two websites are same? Facebook and Google are same website. Can that be possible? So because the object URL is created in Amazon S3 objects, we require the bucket name to be unique. Okay, this is one of the reason why bucket name should be unique, because it is creating a HTTP request, HTTP URL for each and every object. Okay, now this was my public bucket. Can I make any object public in my private bucket? So let's go to the private bucket. This is the private bucket, and let's try to make this object public. So if I hit this URL, you can see I'm getting access denied. So let's try to make this object public. This is, you can see the public access is blocked. Edit here. Now you can see, can I make this object public? And if I can't make this object public, can you give the reason why I can't make this object public? Why this I am not able to edit and make this object public? You can see the reason here. Public access is blocked because the block public access setting are turned on this bucket. My bucket is private. How can the object can be public then? My bucket is private. How can the object in a private bucket can be public. So if you want to make any object public, first of all you have to make your bucket public. Until unless you are not making your bucket public, the object will not, you cannot make any object public. Any question here? Okay, so let's upload one more object, one more file here in my public bucket. If you are want this bucket, this object to be public while uploading the file, you can do that. So you can see while uploading, if you scroll down in the permissions, you can click on grant public access and tick here and upload. So that means while uploading, I'm specifying that this object should be public. You can see I can access the object. Is it clear? How can we make our object public and private? How can we make our bucket public and private? Even you can make the existing bucket public. So this is my existing bucket, which is in Virginia. If you click here, go to the bucket permissions. Here is the bucket permissions. You can see block public access. If you add it here, you can enable the public access by unchecking this checkbox and save. So it is asking me, are you confirm? Yes. So you can see we have make our bucket public. So in Amazon, if you are creating anything, you can modify things after it is created, and it's not like that. If you are creating a bucket, that time only you have to specify if it's a public bucket or private bucket. You can modify the property after the bucket is created or even the object is created. Any question in this? Any question how we can create bucket public and private? Okay. Now let's talk about different URLs provided by Amazon and their use cases. Okay, if you are making this object public, so anybody with the URL, if you are making this object public, anybody with the URL can access your object. So it doesn't matter it's if the user is in AWS or not. Anybody, it's open to world now. Okay. Now if you are asking that if AWS IAM user can access the bucket or not, right? You're talking about AWS IAM user, the user which we created. So if you go to IAM, if you're creating a user, right, that time you have to attach the policy, you have to give the S3 policy, right? If you go here, if you we created, okay, there is already a user. Okay, here you have to add permission and attach either S3 read access, so it will give all the access of S3 to this particular user. Okay, to read all the buckets in a S3. Okay, next. So you have given to read permission to this user. But if you want to go more granular, that no, Aman cannot access all the bucket. Aman should only access, let's say, bucket number one, bucket number two, or so on. Only first three buckets. So you have to create a custom policy then, right? This is Amazon managed policy. Amazon has created this policy. So you will see, it will see S3 get, S3 list star means everything in the S3. This user can read everything in S3. Okay, and star means everything. Okay, but if you want to make it more generic to your, more specific with your use case, so there you have to create the policy first. Go to the policy, create a policy. Just a second. Okay, so if you want to create a policy, okay, so with service S3 you can create. Okay, action, allow or deny. What action do you want to give? Okay, just read access. Now in the resource, mhm, what you want to give? Read, full read access. Okay, get object. Okay, read also, there are so many things. What you want to give? All the read permission or not? Limited read permission. Inside then resource. Resource basically means, uh, in which particular AWS service you want to use. In S3, which bucket do you want to use? Okay, so in resource, if you want to give the bucket, any means all the bucket, or if you want to give a particular, add the bucket name. So if you want just to give this bucket, so this is how you can create the policy. Is a custom policy. And request condition, no. Click on next tag, review. Now you can see, if you click here, mm, custom S3 read permission. What I'm doing, I'm creating a custom policy for a, first of all I'm creating a custom policy, create. So in the end you will see what permission we have given, and it is only the specific bucket. Search your policy. This is your policy, this is your document. So you have given read access to which account bucket? This bucket, right? For this bucket you are given the access. So this is how we create a custom policy. So now I have given access for only one bucket, not all bucket. If you can see previously, if I go to S3 read only policy, which is created by Amazon. Here resource, in resource everything means all the bucket in my account. Resource means क्या यूज करने जाते हो, क्या कौन सी bucket, कौन सी service. So here all. So resources means all, but the one which we created custom. Here this is the action. What action do you want to take? I want to take read action. So this is all for read. And कौन से resource पे? Only one bucket. And what action do you want to do? Allow. So we can deny as well. Okay, so in the policy there are few things to understand. Affect means allow, deny, Action means what you want to allow. Do you want to read? Do you want to allow write? Do you want to allow delete? The action which you want to allow. So this is that thing. S3 and उसके अंदर बहुत सारे actions. Then कौन से bucket पे? Do you want to allow for all the buckets or do you want to allow on a particular buckets? That's it. These are three things you should understand. Okay, and you can attach this policy to your user. Go to the user and you can add this custom policy which you have created to your user. Now delete the previous one. So when you attach multiple policy to a user, Amazon create a single policy and assign it to the user while accessing the anything. So now this Aman can only access this bucket. If he try to access other bucket, he will get access denied. Why? Because we have created custom policy, and it is a custom managed policy, customer managed policy. Clear? Are we clear? Okay. Now here for each and every object, I have shown you some properties. If you go to the object, can you see the key? Can you see the S3 URI and object URI? Every object has different URLs are there. What are these URLs and where can we use it? And how these URLs are created? Okay. Right. If you are the owner or if you have the access to change it, you can do it. Yes. Now, uh, what is our okay? Let's. So this is the object which you have uploaded. Okay, this is the name of the object. This is the name of the file. The file which you have uploaded recently. It is the name of the file. Okay. So what is key? Key is generally the full path of your object. Full path means after the bucket, whatever the path along with its name, it's a full path. So you can see file path plus object name. Object key. What is object key? File path plus object name. In this case, what is the file name? This is my bucket. After that, this is my file. So I can just paste it here. What is my bucket name? My bucket name is demo bucket April 2030. Now, so what is key? So understand one thing. What is bucket name and what is key? So bucket name is the actual name of your bucket and the key is the object name along with the path. So what is the path here? So this is this object. This object is in my parent directory of my bucket. If you go here, I have a folder. If I upload any object here, if I upload any file here, and check the key. What is the name of the file? CloudFront. But what is the key here? Folder name slash cloudfront.txt. Why? It's a full path along with the file name. So similar to your local system, right? In the local system, if you go here, this is your C drive. After that, the whole path of your file. This is the path of my file and this is the file name. Similarly, if you have more folder inside this folder 1, let's go folder underscore 2. Okay, and if I upload any object here, file here, so what will be the key in this case? Folder 1, folder 2, and the file name. You can see, right? We'll come on that again. So let's go to this object s3 dot 3.0 space s3. So what is the key here? The file name. So what will the object URL? So what is object URL? HTTPS colon HTTPS column the bucket name. So let's type HTTPS slash, what is my bucket name? Demo hyphen bucket hyphen April hyphen 2023 dot s, what is after that? S3 dot region in which the bucket is created. In which region we have created the bucket? Mumbai region. So what is the Mumbai region code? AP South 1. From where I can find it? I can find it from here. Here global. Here it will give you the region. Mumbai region. What is the code? AP South 1. Okay. Dot. Okay. So we have here we have replaced this bucket name with our bucket name. Remove the brackets as well. Bracket is indication that you have to remove this. Replace this. Replace this with your region. Okay, then amazon.com aws.com slash object key. What is object key? This one, 3.0 space s3 dot pptx. Now this object has space. Object name has space, but have you heard the URL having space? जब भी कोई URL बनता है, have you heard that URL having any space? Have you so all the space are converted into a symbol called plus. Okay, so this is your object URL. If I show you from the console, copy, so you can see, you can compare this two URL. http demo bucket April 2023 http demo, or I will pay. Okay, so you can see both the URLs are same. So let's go and create one more let's open one more object and check for that its URI. Let's go in this folder 1. There is this object cloudfront.txt. So what in this case, what is the bucket name? Demo bucket. What is the object key here? Will be the CloudFront. Will the object key will be CloudFront or the full path? So full path. So what is here? Folder name, it in which folder it is, and the file name. So you can see folder 1 slash cloudfront.txt. Always remember it's a full path. It's a full path. So Shubham is asking, can we convert the public bucket into private bucket? Yes, yes, anytime. Okay. So object key is the full path from. So if you are confused, you can just check it from here. Bucket name, and after that, whatever the path is, along with the file name is your object key. It's your object key. So what will the object URL? HTTPS slash slash bucket name demo hyphen bucket hyphen April hyphen 2023 dot S3 dot a region in which this bucket is present. It is present in AP South 1 dot Amazon AWS.com slash object key. So what is my object key in this case? Folder underscore one slash cloud front dot txt. Right? Let's check from the console. Copy this thing and paste it here. It's same. Okay. So you should know how the object URLs are created. Are we clear? So this is how the object URLs are created. This is a pattern. HTTP bucket name dot s3 dot region dot amazon aws.com slash object key. So what is object key? Object key is the full path plus file name of a given object. Full path means the path in which the object is placed. If it's placed in the root directory means top directory of the bucket, then there will be no path appended. But if it is stored in different folders, then the path will be appended in the prefix. Clear? समझ आया कि पाथ कैसे append होता है? Now S3 URL. What is S3 URL? So where, okay, I will explain you where S3 URLs are used, but first of all understand how it is created. It's simple. 3 characters. S3 slash colon slash slash bucket name and object key. So S3 slash slash bucket name demo hyphen bucket slash what is object key 0 plus S3 dot ppt x. Okay, you can see here. Here space is not there. Okay, let's go to this object, and if you check here, there is no space. Okay, so no plus sign. So actual object key. In this case, S3 colon slash slash bucket name demo hyphen bucket hyphen April hyphen 2023 slash folder underscore one slash cloud front dot txt. Let's check it out. You can see. Okay. Now, where to use object URL and where to use S3 URL. So anything which you are doing over the internet via browser, if you are accessing the object via browser, there is a object URL because that's where HTTP comes in the picture. Okay, whenever you are accessing the object using browser, then object URL. If you are accessing the object from your CLI backend from coding, okay, that time you have to use S3 URL. That time only you are going to use S3 URL. So when we are creating programs, Python, Java, Shell, or C++, in that case, we will need to connect to our S3 bucket. So we have to give the path of the file, the path of the object. अगर मैं कोई कोड लिख रहा हूँ, so I will show you one demo. We will cover this thing. So this is a backend, right? I want to access this file AWS S3. So command is AWS S3 and the file name object URL. Sorry, S3 URL. So slash slash. Or just I will copy this thing. Okay, I want to access this file or object from backend. So this in this case I will use the S3 URL, not object URL. बेसिकली अगर बैकएंड से कर रहे हैं हम लोग तो हम लोग S3 URL यूज़ करेंगे. नाउ हियर माय टोकन एंड एक्सपायर. जैसे हम लोग कनेक्ट करते हैं ब्राउज़र पे तो टोकन क्रिएट होता है ना 4 घंटे 5 घंटे के लिए, उसके बाद सेशन एक्सपायर हो जाता है. वैसे राइट नाउ देयर इज़ नो सेशन इन माय लोकल सिस्टम. बैकएंड के लिए अलग सेशन होता है. तो S3 URI or S3 URL are used to access the object programmatically. एक्सेस करने के लिए मेरे को S3 URL लगेगा. इफ आई एम गोइंग विद द कंसोल से एक्सेस करने के लिए हम लोग HTTP URL यूज करेंगे. क्लियर? एनी क्वेश्चन? नाउ सिमिलरली देयर इज वन मोर थिंग इज ARN. मैंने बताया था ARN क्या होता है. Amazon Resource Name. So each and every service thing you are creating in Amazon, each and everything, anything you are creating in Amazon will have an ARN. It's a unique name. So it has some predefined pattern. You can see ARN, partition, service name, region, account, resource, and sub resource. So if you scroll down, if you are creating an IAM user, so what will be the pattern? ARN, AWS, IAM. So what is, you can see partition means AWS. It will always be AWS. So ARN colon AWS. Then service name. Which service you are using? IAM. Then region. Does IAM require region? No, IAM doesn't require region. So you can see they have passed it blank. They are not skipping it. They are just not passing any value. Colon, no value. Again colon. Then account number. Then what you are creating? You are creating a user and John Day. Same thing goes with S3. Okay, if you go down, S3 ARN AWS S3. So S3 region not required, account number not required because bucket name is unique. The username can be different, same in different account, different, right? In different account, username can be same, but bucket is unique, right? So that's why region and name are region and account number are not passed. Bucket name is sufficient. So that's how the ARNs are created. So you can see here, this is your object ARN. This is your object ARN. ARN AWS S3. Region and account number are not passed, not required. Bucket name, then key. Bucket name and then key. Okay, it's similar to your S3 URL. So even you have your bucket ARN. So if you go to your bucket, go to the property. Go to property. Here you can see the your S3 bucket ARN. So some places you while creating the policy you have to use ARN. You can see here, if you go here and the here we have passed the ARN of the bucket. जो हमने अभी policy बनाई थी ना, the policy which we have created, there we have to pass the ARN, not the only not the bucket name but ARN, actual ARN of the bucket. While creating policies we have to use ARN. So where ARNs are used? When Amazon is calling the service internally. जब Amazon एक अपनी सर्विस इंटरनली कॉल करता है तो वो ARN से कॉल करता है. जब हम कॉल करते हैं किसी भी सर्विस को तो either ARN और डिपेंडिंग ऑन इफ यू आर यूजिंग S3 सर्विस. अगर हम S3 सर्विस यूज कर रहे हैं और ब्राउजर से कर रहे हैं then you have to use S3 URL, sorry HTTP URL, and if you are using from backend then S3 URL. अगर हम ब्राउजर से कर रहे हैं तो HTTP URL, that is called object URL. If you are using backend then you have to use S3 URL. Clear? If you have any question please ask me. So you should know by looking at this pattern, this is S3 URL and this is object URL. Sometime in exam they might ask you, is the URL is correct or not? Is URL correct or not? Any question till here? Any question till here? Okay. Now let's make our website on S3. Yesterday we have done. So Amazon S3 provide you one feature where you can host a website. Now understand what is website and what is the different type of websites. Just a second, let me check if I have any PPT for differentiating the static and public website. Okay. No. So do you know how many types of websites are there in generic? There is public and there is static and dynamic website. Static and dynamic website. So what do you mean by dynamic website and static website? Do you know what is static and what is dynamic website? Wikipedia is a static website or dynamic website? Wikipedia is dynamic or static? Wikipedia is a static website. Why? Because if this website is accessed by different people, the content will be same for all the people on the web. It doesn't matter who is accessing this website. That is called static websites. The content are not changing according to different user. This is called static website. YouTube, static or dynamic? If I refresh it again, refresh, the content is keep on changing, and the content while might be different, might be same for you and me. According to user also the content are changing. Amazon website, Amazon e-commerce website, dynamic or static? It's a dynamic because the content of this will change according to the user. That's called dynamic website. Okay. IRCTC website, the railway website, dynamic or static? Hotel booking website, dynamic or static? They are static websites. Hotel booking website like Book My Show, they are static website because the content is not changing according to user, right? Is it changing according to user? No. If I want to just, it will give me the information about the movies and it will display the content, but it is a static website, right? IRCTC website. If you have any question on this static and dynamic, please let me know. Again, it's a static website, right? If you are login, if you as a user is logging into this website and I am logging different in this website as a different user, will the content going to change? No, only the result will change, but the content will be same. The result means the thing which you are searching will change, and that is only the information which is fetched from the database. But the website is same, right? Clear? So now, second question: how the website are hosted? Anybody knows? What is the requirement to host a website? What is the requirement to host a website? So this is right. So there are some files. What files? HTTP files. There are some file. Which files is used to host a website? It is the HTML files, not HTTP file. HTML files, right? You require HTML files, and you need some server to host it. So this is one file, and this is my system. मेरा local system है, and I have kept this file in this system. From outside world, can anybody can access this HTML file? Outside world, can anybody access this file? So answer is first of all no. I have to make this file public and I have to open the port. Which port? HTTP port. HTTP port or slash HTTPS port. So what is the port for HTTP and HTTPS? Anybody knows? Okay, so this is a computer, this is a system, and HTTP and HTTPS connects on only these two ports. So you have to make sure your system is hosting the web application and it is hosted on these two ports. So you have to install some application, some software which will help you to host this file, HTML file, to make it public. As soon as you make it public, if somebody with the URL access your file, what will happen? This file will be downloaded in that browser of that person laptop and the website will be published similar to this. So what we are actually doing when we are hitting Wikipedia, there will be some server of Wikipedia, right? There will be some server machines for Wikipedia, and there are so many files are there. There are so much informations are there. When I am asking for static website information, so they are returning that particular file to us, and it is downloaded on our laptop or our system, and it is hosted. It is loaded in our browser. It's समझ आया how websites are created? Yes or no? Let's create a simple HTML file. Let's create a simple HTML file. Let me check is this is a file. Okay. So this is let's open a notepad, and this is my simple file. So if you want to create any HTML file, you have to write HTML. If you have started, you have to close the parenthesis like this. In Notepad++, there is a feature where it will highlight if this is HTML or not. Okay, from language I'm selecting it is HTML. Now here I have to h1 p h1, there is h2. So these are different header or headlines. H means headlines. Okay, and headline is inside the body. So in HTML there is a concept called body. So whatever you are writing inside the body is displayed on your browser. जो भी आप बॉडी के अंदर लिख रहे हो वो ब्राउजर पे डिस्प्ले होगा. H2. So you don't have to learn HTML, but you should be aware. अब बेसिक वेबसाइट कैसे लिख सकते हैं हम लोग. So this is not going to ask you in exam or in your interviews, but if you say that I know basics, so this is a age that you know something more. So these are the headlines in HTML. And there is a paragraph. So now just save this file. Okay, so I'm saving this file in download folder. You can give any name, but in general we give index.html. Index.html. Okay, it's your choice, you can give any name, but the first file we generally give, the standard is index.html. Now let's open the file. Let's go to download folder. So you can see the file is saved like this. If I double click the file, you can see the file has opened in my browser from the local system. You can see the file has been loaded from my browser in my browser from my local system. Now if you want to share this file to different user, just make your system public and host this website over the internet. Okay, if you want to, this is how the websites which you are accessing on a daily basis are created, and you access them. What you do, you create a file, you create a website, put it into some server like this. You all the packages when somebody access the URL, so you transfer that package to the user's laptop and that browser will open it. Now why all these patterns are there, so you can learn more about HTML in W3 School. Just write W3 School is a website where it will show you the so many services are there, so many languages are there. You can see HTML, JavaScript, data analytics, Python, web designing, and so on. This is a very good website. You can learn all the languages, all the things which are required in over the right now in IT, even MySQL. So here you can see it will show you a demo page how you can create. So H means headline. So there are 7 headlines. Paragraph means the information you want to type. If you check the Wikipedia website and right click and go to the inspect, if you go to the inspect, you will find similar thing. You can see HTML. In our website also we have write HTML. If it's open, it is closed. So in Wikipedia website, You can see HTML. If it's open in the last, it should be closed slash HTML. Then inside that there will be a body. There is a body. So here also body is open. So body should be closed. Inside that there you will see some H2. Can you see H2? If it's small, let me zoom out. Body. Then you will see headline head 2, and if you are in the left side, if you check paragraph, it is highlighting in which segment I am. H2, P, H3, H3, UL, H2. So it will highlight you where you are. Similar the page which we have created. If you inspect here, it will show you the content. Body, HTML full thing. Body means the part in the sky blue color. Then H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, P. This is how you can create a simple HTML page. And if you want to go in depth, there are so many things. You can create button, you can create a full-fledged website. Okay, you can give style, you can get paragraph and so on. Color your website. So if you want, you can learn it from here. Right now we just has created a sample index.html file. Are we clear how the websites are working? So this is a static website. Similarly, dynamic websites can be created, but this is a simple static website. Now, to host a website, you require a server. To host a website, you require server, yes or no? Right? So, I want to host this website over this index.html which I have created. I want to host to public. I want to host this website to public. Just a second, guys. Okay. Uh, so if I want to host this web page as a website, I need server. Agree? I need this server. I required some server, some machine to host this website. So previously, when Google were started, Google, Facebook, they have hosted their website in some server, and they have hosted in some domains. So basically, you require a server, you require a machine to host a website. But in Amazon S3, it is out of the box. You can host a website directly. You can host a website using S3. How? So this is my public bucket. This is my public bucket. Okay, refresh it. This is my public bucket. If I go here, let me delete everything for you. So if you are not using the file, please delete them. This is my public bucket. Let me upload this index.html file here. Okay, I have to make this file public. I have to make this file public index.html and just upload. That's it. Part number 1 done. The data is in S3. Now go to the properties, scroll down in the end. Can you see static website hosting? Static website hosting. Just click on edit, enable it. You can see there are some option. Host a static website, yes, and here you have to pass the file name index.html and just save. That's it. Don't do any changes. Enable it and pass the file name. Save. Again scroll down to that. You can see it has given you a S3 public URL. Copy this thing. This is your website URL. You can see this is a S3 website endpoint or S3 website URL. And if you observe, it is the URL is having your bucket name with S3 website AP South on Amazon.com. So S3 website. So if you click here, you can see using this URL I have hosted a website. Using this URL I have hosted a website. So if you want, you can access this website anywhere from the world. I have pasted this URL, you can check. I have pasted this URL, you can check if you can access. Okay, now if you don't want to create your own website, on HTML files, you want to borrow from the website, so just go to the web internet and search website templates. Okay, and enter free as well. So you will find so many website. So the one which I am preferring is freecss.com. freecss.com. Here you will find so many templates available for you. Just randomly select any template. Some meaningful medical care. Click on this and download. So you can see a zip is downloaded. Unzip it. You can see here. You can see here this whole template is downloaded. Now you can see index.html and there are other files. What are the other files here? Images of your website. So gallery, this is the images. So these images are used in your website, right? These are the images. So all these informations are there as a template in your, which we have downloaded. So if you click on index.html, if you click on index.html, so you can see the website has opened in my local system and it is running. In my browser has picked up the website from a local system. Okay, if you want, you can edit the files. If you want to edit like images, content information and so on, all this information, just you have to right click and edit. If you know, then only you add the file, if you know the basics. So this is the same. You can see header, there a paragraph. So all the things in the black you can edit. So I want to edit the contact information, copyright, Okay, so from the website I want to our clinic, search for our clinic. Yes, here I just want to edit this thing, demo website @company.com. Sorry, not this one, this one, demo website. Okay, and the address is Pune, okay, something, and whatever you want to change you can change it and save. I have saved the file, and if I double click the file again, it is opening in the new browser, and you can see the address has changed. Now if I want to host this template to my S3, just upload everything to the bucket. So this is my bucket, right? This is the bucket which we have created. If I refresh it, okay, so this is the bucket. We have deleted the index.html file. Just upload everything to my bucket and make them public. Yes, I want to make them public and make upload. Done. So you can see index.html file is there, and if you go here in the static website, already we have configured that index.html file should be used. You just has to access the website. If you click on the URL, you can see the website is hosted. So I will paste this URL in the chat box. Everybody can access this URL. So you can host your own personal website using S3. It's a static website. Again, I'm saying very minimal charges. There is a charge associated, but it's very minimal as compared to actual website which people are hosting. Okay, but the problem is the URL. Right now it is Amazon URL. Domain is Amazon URL. We are going to change it to our private URL in the future, but right now this is the Amazon URL. Any question? We have hosted a fully fledged static website in S3. Any question? I will take that as a no. So for today, uh, we are ending it. We'll continue tomorrow. This is where I'm ending the session today. Any question, let me know.